How can you tell when you're indicator fishing? Got a big Oros indicator here. How do you know when it's a fish versus the bottom versus the stick? How do you know when to set the hook? Well, I'm going to give you some tips on what to look for today. With still water, it's a little bit easier, right? Anything hits that indicator, anything taps that bobber, I want you to set it because that is likely a fish. If you get a real slow pull down, that's probably the bottom, especially if you're fishing towards the bottom. You've got into some weeds or something on the bottom, and it just kind of gradually pulls down the indicator. But any sort of tap or direct takedown, that is likely a fish, so just set it. Now in rivers, it gets a little tougher because you have a lot of different things happening. You've got current up above, current down below, rocks, sticks, logs. There are a lot of nuances when it comes to fishing rivers. Rule of thumb, right? Try to picture in your mind if you threw a leaf or if it was a stick floating down the river, what would that look like if it was floating down the river naturally? Anything unnatural, right? Because there are a lot of things that can happen and a lot of subtle takes that are not very noticeable. Anything outside of the ordinary, go ahead and set the hook. Hook sets are free. You've probably heard that, right? I would rather you set the hook and have it be nothing, right, than versus ignore it and it's a fish that grabbed onto your fly. All of a sudden, it got crunchy and it spit it out. Now, if your indicator starts to kind of, it's not floating downstream, it's dragging upstream just a little bit based on the current, right? It's still flowing downstream, but it's kind of slowing down and dragging like a buoy, you know, in the tide type of thing. That might be a different current below, but that could also potentially be a fish. So set the hook there too. Sometimes you'll see your indicator start going downstream a little faster than the current. Now again, that could be your flies caught in a faster current, which causes that. But a lot of times that is a fish, right? It's taking your fly and it's starting to swim away with it and pulling the indicator downstream. So if you see anything irregular at all, when that indicator is floating down a river, set the hook. If you see anything irregular at all on a lake, set the hook. Hook sets are free, but those are some of the things that you should look for, any type of irregularity in that drift. And speaking of indicators, I've used a lot of different indicators in my time. Wool indicators have a tendency to get waterlogged really quick. Those other ones that have the screw top have a tendency to want to twist your line. I have found a indicator that really is the best indicator on the market. It is owned by a family-owned business out of Belgrade, Montana. Patrick invented this indicator. It's the Oros indicator. They float better than anything else out there. They're lighter than anything else out there. They're just a great indicator. And I'll leave a link down in the pinned comment on where you can find these indicators for yourself. All right, well, if you need a little help with your fly fishing cast, check out this video right here. I promise you, after watching this video, you'll get that line out there a little bit better than you are today. All right, everybody, till next time, fish on.